That's good. So
No,
you've got me
I'm
in the
in.
room. That's good.
Let's go. Let's go.
You ready?
Inspiration Nation. Hello, Lee Kemp here for another week on a podcast. Here with my very good friends, Jose Noya, Ryan Boniface. How are we doing, guys?
Good, thank you.
I can confirm
We are
you were too slow.
fantastically.
Too slow. I started talking again. I can confirm that the
Oh,
audio is now all running, unlike last week when we had a few technical glitches.
well done,
Nice.
Lee. 5 stars.
Thank you. I
Well
appreciate
done.
that.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Right, Jose, I believe, even though I cut you off abruptly, you are the man with a plan this week.
Yep. Okay. Right.
What have you got
this
for
week,
us?
we are talking about success. So I've got a quote from Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of the people
Can you
who's
say that again,
inspiring me,
please?
and there was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You're
Do
very
you want to say it again?
Yeah, one more.
Schwarzenegger. I don't know, but it came out like Schwarzenegger. Thank you, Jelly, for joining. Thank you, Mark, for joining. Thank you, Midderg. Thank you, Jeff, for joining. Appreciate you. So, Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, what he says is success is knowing whatever you do, you're going all out. You're doing it 100%. You aren't half-arsing it. And whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Success is the same. And I love this quote. So I'm just going to throw it over to you. What does that mean to you when I just read that, both of you? What's that mean to you? I'm just waiting.
I was holding
I've
up to
thrown
see
you
if
off
Ryan
now,
would
I've thrown you
answer.
off. You expect something a little ramble, weren't you? You're going, I've stunned them into silence. Now, this is rare, everybody, Inspiration Nation. I've stunned
It
Lee and Ryan
is.
into silence. Right.
I'm used to having like 10 minutes to get my thoughts together.
No, this week I'm taking a different tack.
Right.
What's your thoughts?
I'm going to buy some thinking time. Give us the quote one more time. By Arnold Schwarzenegger. You put a lot of extra
Sure.
S's in there when you say it.
Yeah. So do you want to reread it?
Yes, please.
Right, okay. I'll reread it. Okay, pay attention. Here we go. Right, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Success is knowing whatever you do, you are going all out. You're doing it 100%. You aren't half-arsing it, and whatever it is, it isn't. It doesn't matter. Success is the same, and that is what the quote is. What does that say to you from your perspective when you just hear that?
I really enjoyed getting you to say arse twice on the podcast because that's the most swearing you've ever done. So that was brilliant. Thank you for that.
Half-arsing.
Three
That's what
times.
you said.
3 times now. Thank you.
Well, good. You said it last week. With wasn't that last week we said this? Isn't it last
Oh,
week?
that was Ryan said it,
Ryan's-
not you.
Ryan's. Okay.
I like it. So I talk sometimes about that picture I saw where it's a graph and it's up and down and up and down and up and down. At every point it says your best, and it says that it's not always consistent. Sometimes your best on some days isn't as good as others, but you just got to keep pushing through. You can't beat yourself up for that. And it feels like a similar vibe with this in what you're saying is that the result is almost irrelevant compared to your effort. What did you put into it? How much? As long as you gave it everything, you can't really fault the outcome. Because actually, you either succeed or you learn from it and you push it in again. But I think on the tree of behaviours to get you on, kind of what you put under work ethic is very, very high, if not top of that list. And I think that's what that says to me. So I like it. Resonates strongly with me.
Like that. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Ryan, what about you?
Similar to Lee, really, it resonates quite strong. I think it's just about putting your all into everything, and he doesn't even talk about the result. He just kind of says success is kind of going 100% and putting everything in that you can, because even if the outcome isn't a success, the work you've put in will lead to future success down the line.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
What do you take from it, Jose? Because we've got a very similar view on that.
Well, I'm quite fortunate because I actually have signed up, and I'm going to give a shout out to Arnold because he's got an email letter that he sends out every week called the Daily Pump. He's got his own podcast. It's pretty awesome. I've not listened to the podcast, but I like his email because I consume so much personal development stuff that time is of the essence. But I love this email, and he's awesome. He's got a new book out as well, apparently. I think it's 7 tools for being useful or something. 7 tools for life for being useful. And I've actually requested it. It's one of my Christmas books, so I'm really looking forward to that. But what I love about this quote, I love this quote because it doesn't actually define success. If you listen to it, it's just whatever success means to you, which I really love, right? Because I think, Lee, you were talking about this, about the Instagram sort of culture or the social media culture, that we've got to be having all these fast cars, these big houses, and all this stuff. When actually it doesn't matter, does it?
It does not.
Because what matters is, what does success mean to you? Sorry, Lee, you were saying.
I know, I was agreeing with you. I was agreeing.
Yeah. So I think this really speaks to the individual. So this is what it means to me. So whatever you are doing, like it could be, you will be the best friend ever, right? So you're doing your best at being the best friend. You're trying to be the best dad. You're trying to be the best brother. You're trying to be the best grandchild. Your best, whatever the relationship is, you're just going to put your all into that for whatever you can. And I love that, because we're all so different in our lives. And it's not just this whole social media thing about money and all that. Although, you know, money is important. It's not the one, but of course we need enough to survive and do the things we want to do. But it's not number one. The most important thing is, what does life mean to you? What are the important things that matter to you? Is it your family? Is it your friends? And can you be the best at that? So even if you're at work and you're doing something you really don't really like, but you know it's necessary to do, because you know it's necessary to do a good job, you're just going to do it to the best of your ability, because you just want to do a good job, right? You just got that intrinsic feel and thought that, hey, I don't really like doing this, but hey, I want to do the best because I want to be a success at that. And that's it. That's the essence of it. And Ryan, you said something really powerful, in that it's just about doing, like, I think you're on that road of, it's not about the result, it's about the process. I think you were sort of around that, doing that thing about, it's about that road, stepping into that, just doing our best with what we have, doing our best at what we like. So I know, Ryan, you've got some great hobbies. I'll do my tennis. I want to be good at tennis. I just want to keep doing that. Just taking up chess, want to be good at that. But it's really tying into things that we really enjoy, like this podcast. We want to be the best at doing this podcast, and we're just giving it our all, being honest and sharing our stories with people. And I think that was great. And actually this week, Lee shared with us a bit of a result, which I really liked about the podcast. I had quite a lot of downloads. So I just want to say thank you massive to the community that are here. So thank you so much to your community for joining. Thank you so much. Read out a few. Layla, thank you for joining. Thank you, JD. Thank you, Alex. But yeah, thank you so much for doing that. So don't forget to like the podcast. I don't know who's liking this, but is that you again, Lee?
It's not me.
Is that you?
It's not me.
Who's liking this podcast? Because whoever's liking it, press that like button. Thank you so much. Keep liking it. Please keep liking it, because we want to get more people out there. If you keep liking it, I'll see you liking it, and I'll give you another shout out. All right. So yeah, that's what I liked about this. And does anyone know the story of Arnold? Do you know the story of Arnold? Anyone?
I think you've talked about this on here before, Jose.
Go on.
That's it. That's my entire comment.
Oh, is that it? Oh, I thought you were actually going to give me like a recap of what I said. No. Okay. So Arnold came from Austria, right? Came from Austria, Mr. Universe, became not the president, became the governor of California.
No. I saw him in the Simpsons movie. He was definitely the president.
Was he definitely president?
Yeah.
I have done with the Simpsons. This is more of a Ryan and Lee scenario with the Simpsons, because you are Simpsons experts. So we can comment that in a bit later. But what was the other thing I was going to say? Before then, he became a film star, absolute film star, like with Terminator, Commando, all those were great films from the 80s and 90s.
Arguably, would you say biggest film star of the 1980s?
Oh, I don't know, because you've got Sylvester Stallone as well, haven't you? There,
I think Arnold trumps Stallone.
That's a very personal choice, because I like them both.
I like very personal choice means I think you're wrong.
It does. That is what he's saying.
That's fair enough. Yeah. So, is anything else coming out for you? I mean, what is your view on? I suppose, what does success look like for both of you? And do you think you are successful right now? What's your view?
Depends what metric you use, right?
Yeah, what metric do you want to use? I mean, what do you? I suppose, what metric do you use?
Money, job title, size of car, all those important things, Joe. They are what matter in life.
I'm glad you said size of car. That's all I've got to say.
Does that change based on how successful you are?
Well, Lee clearly has got to measure his car.
I do every night before I go to bed.
Oh God! Sorry, listeners. And
You
people on TikTok. We're going
you
to get
started
banned from
that one.
TikTok. We're going to get banned from TikTok.
You
Is there
We're gonna
much
get
started that one.
You are
fluctuation?
being banned. You are being banned from TikTok because of Lee and his measurements.
Is there much fluctuation?
Depends
know.
depends
It's
how
not-
warm it is. If the heating's on,
Yeah, that's
it's
fair.
more
That's
favourable.
fair. Yeah, no, that's fair.
There's a question on
And
TikTok. I don't think you can see it, Lee. It's about keys. I don't know whether to read it out or not.
What does it say?
Can you read it? Oh,
No,
sorry, I've got to
do
get-
not.
get
No,
his
no, no,
glasses.
no.
I've got to
You
get close to the
do
screen.
not read that. Do not read that.
Okay, I'm not-
I'll explain to you
I
once
thought
we're
I'd do a
done.
sense checks. Oh yeah, I thought I'd get a sense check on that.
Do-
Right, can you? Oh, you can't see it. No.
Do
I
not
want you to
read
just
that.
get on. Just have a read.
No, 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 no. I'll tell you afterwards.
Oh, they're
Right.
actually laughing right now. They're obviously laughing.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen
Right,
it.
back.
Oh, you've
Let's
seen it?
let's get back on subject, please.
Yeah, go on. So metrics.
I've.
I-
Oh, sorry. Right,
Right,
you
go
go.
on.
You go.
No. Oh, okay. I was gonna. Am I successful? I don't know. I'm not sure that's. I'm not sure that's entirely something somebody can claim about themselves. I think success
Well,
can be.
what's your personal
is-
perspective? Jump in. Let's not sit on the fence. Let's just
Well,
jump
no.
in.
I think success can only be kind of determined based on your on opinion, really, of other
Whose
people,
opinion?
anyone, anyone.
Okay.
Because you could sit there and say, oh, I earn a six-figure salary and I drive a really nice car and all that other stuff, but I'm not successful because I want to be CEO of the business. But to somebody that's just starting their career and they're looking up to somebody like that, then of course that person looks successful. It's perspective and metric, right? And I think the objective of success always changes no matter where you are, because if you want to succeed, then you must achieve the goal that's put in front of you, and therefore you will always set a new goal, and therefore you're still chasing that success because you're never actually there.
So, is there a personal example you give Ryan about that from your perspective, like your life?
Ryan looks up to Lee, keeps chasing him, keeps getting there, but Lee's just powering ahead so far that he can't get there.
Right,
Yeah.
that's a challenge right there, Ryan. That's a challenge.
I think job promotions are the easiest way to describe that, right? You get a job,
This is very personal, right?
you get a job, you do well at it, you might see a pay rise here and there for good work, but then you seek a promotion from that job, and then you get that promotion. You know, that's your success marker. It's cool. I really want to step up and do that next job. You get it, and then a year down the line, when you're used to that job and you're doing okay, you're then looking for the next job. But are you then classifying that you're already successful? Is this success on success, or is it just the next step?
So is that
I think
how you gauge it? So are you
Generally
saying-
speaking, yeah. Generally speaking,
Like,
yeah.
the way you measure your success in your work life, because there's obviously other types of lives we have with roles, right? It's
Yeah,
saying
this
that
isn't the only way.
No, but for you, it's your measurement is if I get that role, that for me dictate that's how
Well,
I measure my success.
Yeah, not even that. It could be if I get this project done, that's great. And then 2 months down the line, Lee's knocking at my door saying, "Can you help me with this?" I'm then looking to solve that thing as a success factor. But then I'm never sat there in that interim period going, "Core, I'm successful. I'm going to sit here for my 8-hour work day and just go, yeah, I'm successful." It doesn't work that way. So that's why I think it's based off of the opinion that others generally will give you as to whether you're successful or not, because your view of success will always change.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a No, I like that because I think we do need to get feedback on stuff like that. I think sometimes there can be too much the other way, though, can't we? We can sort of, maybe it's not. Maybe we're getting, maybe there's. If we rely too much on the opinion of others, there can be a bit of a downfall because we maybe not following the success pattern we want because we're waiting for the opinion of others. So again, there's something around that. I can't quite get the thought out, but yeah, I get it because sometimes from other people you'll get, oh, well, you're good at that. I've noticed you're good at this, and that's quite nice feedback because it gives you on the right track of what you think is working well for you, right?
Yeah.
So I quite like that. I like that, and I like your measurement actually, because what would measure, like, for instance, I like this conversation because what would be the measurement of being a good dad or a good son? we think. How would you measure that? I mean, what would we say? Because that's not like job, is it? That's like outside the job role. You know, if I say, well, I think I'm a good dad, or I think I'm a good son, or whatever.
But that again, that's based off of the opinion of others. No,
Go on, sorry, go on.
that's based off of the opinion of others. If you said if you said to your kid, therefore your success is dictated by their view.
Well, it's funny you saying that, because you don't come out and you say, "Oh, am I?"
No, but you know what you know what you know what I mean.
The funny thing about it is you don't get it in the moment; you get it later in life. Like you get it later.
You're talking about. I ask that question every day.
So do you ask for a rating as well? Do you say
out of 10? And if it's
I'm terrible.
If it's too low, they're in trouble. So I feel it's like a well balanced system.
Oh,
yeah, that's fair. It's fair.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Rightly. Yeah. I imagine you do that every day. Send a little link to it and measure it on some sort of Excel spreadsheet or.
I do like an Excel spreadsheet. Can I just say sorry, because I know I stepped away for a second, so I don't know what I missed, but I've got a similar but different view than Ryan, and this steps into another subject. So I've got a subject I'm permeating in my brain at the moment, but this gets close to. So I don't so much share the view as the view of others. I think it's got to be internal view on success, just because there's something that I would think, yes, that's great, and someone else would look at it and shrug their shoulders and say, I don't even know why that matters to you. But that doesn't mean I feel any less good about it. But for me, success isn't an outcome, and I think we talk about it like it's an outcome. For me, success is dopamine. It's like when you go to the gym and you do your exercise and you get to that point where you get a little brain rush and your chemicals go, that gives you motivation to go back again and again and again and again. But the dopamine rush isn't the objective. The fitness or the weight loss or the muscle gain or whatever you're doing long term is the goal. But the little well dones along the way from your body is what keeps you going. And that's what I think success is you can feel like you've done a good job and that motivates you. And this is where I think it's similar, Ryan, is that success is momentary. It's not long term. It only lasts for a second and you move to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Because actually, we've talked about this, the best way to be, I think, in life is to be goal orientated. You set a goal and you work to it. And it can be a big goal, it can be a little goal, it doesn't matter what it is, but you're making progress, you work towards it, and you give yourself, and this is where the Arnie thing comes in, once you got there, you give yourself a well done for how much you applied yourself to that goal. Not whether it worked or not, but how much you applied yourself, so you keep going and keep going and going. But that, yes, that was a success. Yes, I feel good. Lap around the house, right, now on to the next goal. But that success you're not then doubly as successful when you get to the next goal. So I agree with Arnie's thing completely. But then I agree with what Ryan said. Success isn't a measure for life. It's not a goal. It's like a motivating step on the way to get there.
Yeah, I quite like it because there's a couple of things that popped up for me, and Ryan, just jump in whenever. Goal and purpose. For me, it's purpose. Like, that's what really helps me get through things now. So, in fact, if you watch Arnold's documentary on Netflix called Arnold, surprisingly, he talks about having a vision, and he was just so hell bent on that vision, just doing it, that he would have the little steps in the way, but he enjoyed that process of getting there. Like when he set the goal to be California.
To be California. Like everyone come and live on me.
To be the president. You've got the president in my mind now because you're talking about Simpsons. The governor of California. He just had, I'm going to go for it. And the thing is, people said he would be able to do it. So that's why we've got to be careful with the opinion. I was struggling, Ryan, to articulate that opinion of others because I think it is valuable because I think we get clues from people. That's what we're good at. But there's also other way that might say, well, you're not going to get there. We don't believe you're going to do it, and I think that's the danger. And of course, there's that thing, is there measurements? Is it within my capability? And Ryan, you made some really good points before. Like if you said I think Ryan, you said, well, I want to be, Ronaldo, right? But we know there's only a very small percentage of the world that achieve Ronaldo level status or Arnold level status, right? So I love that perspective. So I think it's a really good argument around there's a balance to be had between the both. But for me personally, that success is about purpose for me. and not necessarily having a goal, like just being, what am I on this planet to do? And I've only just realised, and Lee knows how I got frustrated about trying to do all the stuff that I've tried to do, and I've got frustration, at least seen a lot of it actually, because I wanted it to be this way, and it isn't always that way, because it changes, and that's why I think purpose for me is what's really driven me, and what's really now carved out a lot of success that I'm getting in my place of work, at home, because now I know what I'm on this earth to do. I know why I'm here. And that for me has been the absolute key. So for success for myself, is provided I'm following that purpose and I'm living that purpose every day, like I'm helping people or coaching people, I'm being helpful, I'm being useful to people. In fact, Lee, that goal you set, the goal setting about making the bed, remember that bloke we said about the sergeant or colonel? I do that. I still do that every single morning. That bed is one of the best things ever.
I do that too. I still do that too.
It's so good.
He was an admiral, by the way, just so you don't downplay it too much.
No, I love that. But I think it's a blend of all of it. But I think we've got to be careful about how we shape that ourselves, because I think you're right. Ultimately, it comes about how we are inside. Ultimately, it's about that self-worth, because why are you waking? What's the reason you waking up in the morning? What are you going to be doing? You know, what is the thing you're aiming for? What are you here to do? What's the work? And the work won't feel like work if it's stuff that you love, right? And I think that I think for me is what has really lit me up. I can put up with a lot of crap. I was going to say a lot of shit.
Whoa!
You did say it. Jeez. Joe swore.
I thought I'd just grab these people's attention.
I am so proud of you right now. It's unreal.
Right. So you can put up with a lot of shit if
this is like the best day of my life.
Have purpose, right? And there you go. So I've got this nice.
He swore 4 times today.
This is like when Jake sees Captain Holt dancing in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm just blown away.
This is like the moon landing.
I don't even care what you're saying now, Joe. I'm just so happy about your swearing.
No, 1969. I think
So anyway,
I was making sexual innuendos. 69. I wasn't even alive then.
69. It's the moon landing.
Right. Anyway, Joe, you put up with a lot of caca.
Yeah. Oh, Lee, you didn't even say it. Amazing.
Because I'm a professional.
Yeah. Anyway, yes. So you can put up with a lot of caca, shit, whatever language you can use. Mierda is another one. 5. What's 5? What are you talking about?
How many swears?
Oh, really? You're counting? You put a little tally going on?
Yeah.
Is that my measurement for success? Okay,
well,
interesting. Okay.
5's not a great measurement.
That's the thing. You can deal with all the stuff that gets in your way because you've got a purpose, and I think purpose is what drives the goals that we have, and it's lovely actually. And as I say, come on this podcast and talk about these things is one of the things I absolutely love, and the fact that it's useful for other people and getting some great feedback is always lovely. Of course, sometimes you get some not so good feedback, but that was part of the parcel. But you can deal with all that because of the path you're on, and I just love these conversations. So for the success thing, it's not about, like you said, Lee, like, you know, measurement of our car or whatever. It's very intrinsic. It's very blended as well, because sometimes we do need to sort of seek a bit of feedback, right? I think Ryan's right on that regard. I think we do need a bit. But again, it's getting that from the right people that are going to be truthful with you, but also want to support you. I think we talked about that before. So going back to it, success is very individual, isn't it? It's very, very personal. That's why I love this Arnold quote, because you can aim for whatever success looks like for you. And it doesn't have to be the ones that are programmed into you when you're born on this planet. It can be the things that you want to do, and the purpose, finding your purpose, and things like that is really important. So, yeah.
I love that. And in fact,
anyway,
the personal bit ties in with what Ryan's saying, because actually, if a part of his value on that is the external validation, then I think that ties in with why different people feel it in different ways. And I think I've gone from a more extrinsic person, how I was rewarded in that way, to more intrinsic as I've got older. And I don't think one's better than the other. I just think it's a change and a difference in approach. But I say this, I might even do it for my next thing, because this leads into and it's why the success thing resonates for me, because I saw a lot of stuff talking about success, and I don't think success is the key. Finding success isn't the key to happiness. I do think it's a step on the way there. I think it's a completely different word.
Oh my God, we could get to the whole thing about what is happiness, man. That's another.
Oh well, this is my idea. I'm percolating in my little Lee brain right now.
Yeah. Did you say something really interesting to me, fascinating actually, about what I actually find that as well. But is this a thing that as you get older, that those things fall away and these other things come? What does it have to be age related? Is it age related? Or
I don't know, but they say that there's a thing.
though, isn't it?
You used to get that grumpy old man caricature. It's like the older I get, the less I care what people think about me. And obviously, I'm then saying that in the same way that it's what I think more than other people. So it doesn't have to mean I don't care about other people, but you're more focused on your. Yeah, this is getting bigger because it's not just a value. It's to an extent you stop living for other people and you start living for yourself as you get older and you realise what you like and what you don't like, and maybe it's related to it, maybe it's not. Maybe other people don't feel that whatsoever.
Yeah, because you're more solidified in the things you want to do rather than like when you're younger you want to fit in and you don't want to be different. That's how I felt. I think we talked about before, and again that can taper your success level because you think, well, I can't be nerdy, or I can't like this because that's too geeky, or I like this.
Whereas I fully embrace my nerd.
Yeah, but actually nerdiness, as we talked about before, has become it's actually really cool.
This is why Ryan's lucky. Yeah,
we talked about before, right?
Growing up in a post Big Bang Theory world, it's a different place.
Yeah, so it's actually really super cool. There's a lot of coolness around it, but as I say, I think that's the beauty of being older. But I don't see maybe not being an old thing. Maybe people who are listening right now can let us know, or people on TikTok. I'd like to know from the younger generation: is it something that comes with age, or is there younger generation that can wake up and go, I'm just going to do this, and I'm not going to really care because actually I want to follow this because I think this is really good.
Yes.
I'd like to. Well, actually, we talked about Meg on the podcast, didn't we? We talked about that. So that's
maybe we'll find a view.
Meg's doing this at a very young age, right?
I'm going to have to. I'm afraid, guys. I'm loving this conversation, but I'm going to have to call time on us.
Go on, then.
Time.
Nice, guys. Just saying.
Appreciate lots of stuff going on out there. Right, so very quickly, anything to cap off on your sub? Actually, let's skip Joe because it's never quick. Ryan, anything to cap off on that particular?
What about the big takeaways? Right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, go on then, Joe. Give me a takeaway. 3 words.
3 words. I'm going to give you 1. Purpose.
Thanks. Love it. Griffy Grifster.
My takeaway is that success is almost immeasurable.
Oh, it's very
profound. I like it. Mine is... I don't know what I've got for you. I'm going to say it was my epiphany drawing it. Is success is temporary. That's mine.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
So everyone out there...
About that, Lee,
see, he doesn't stop. He doesn't stop.
We sparked on this, right? Because actually, when we celebrate success, but I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah.
All right. That's good. I thought I was getting ready to settle in there for a Joe monologue. Everyone, thank you for supporting us. Inspirationation.org.uk, at listen to Oin, listen TOIN, and look for Jose Noya. Just put Jose Noya Inspirationation into your Google machine. All that's left to do is for me to count us down. I will then go and get my tape measure and fulfill the rest of my evening. 3, 2, 1, Inspirationation. Catch you guys later.
Catch you guys later, Lee. That was unreal. I'm actually laughing